Welcome to Bonano TV's One-on-One with Dr. Kasonso. This weekend, we provide our views on whether government should be run like a business. And we discuss the impact of the Hakainde Hichilema Innovation Fund. And then we talk about the misconceptions about technology in business development. We also address the role of technology in small business development and conclude with recommendations. So what I want you to do right now is to like Bonano TV, subscribe to Bonano TV, and follow Bonano TV on Facebook and YouTube and any platform that you can access us on. Now, before we get started, I will bring I'll give you a few minutes to be able to share this important discussion with your friends and family on Facebook and YouTube. And whilst you're doing that, I will let the legendary Mulemena Boys entertain us with a classic piece of Kalindula called Umuti Wabu.
Mulumendo no mukashibali no wafya. Mulumendo no mukashibali no wafya. Umukashi wako kutiwe mpala ile kunga. Umukashi wako kutiwe mpala ile kunga. Atina ndefo ayafye, muji wafyashi. Atina ndefo ayafye, muji wafyashi. Inganga yatile. Ati ukembe sansa, no muwanga. Itishimba, tima lya msungu. Inganga yatile. Ati ukembe sansa, no muwanga. Itishimba, tima lya msungu. Umukashi wako mawine aile kumikomfwa. Umukashi wako mawine aile kumikomfwa. Atiko na umfile nganga ya chile. Atiko na umfile nganga ya chile. Pakine ndefa ya fe, muti wafyashi. Pakine ndefa ya fe, muti wafyashi. Nganga ya chile. Ibisila ya mukole, no mupapi. Itishimba, mutima wakanyere. Inganga yatile. Imisila ya mukole, no mupapi. Itishimba, mutima wakanyere. No mwaka walikwa, waulo mwana. No mwaka walikwa, waulo mwana. Umulume atile, kashitu kochalakwa. Umulume atile, kashitu kochalakwa. Umukashi atile, kasituye kuchipatala. Umukashi atile, kasituye kuchipatala. Alima kutiba mpelako, muti wafyashi. Alima kutiba mpelako, muti wafyashi. Dongo ngapi mine. Atimayo liwino, no mufyashi. Walikwata, no mawanumewo. Uwafya, besana wakonoa. Doko tana watima, ebele. Atimayo liwino, no mufyashi. Walikwata, no mawanumewo. Uwafya, besana wakonoa. Lekeritale, 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 atula. Lekeritale, 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 atula. Lekemkashale, 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 atula. Lekemkashale, lekemkashale.
Robbie, even today, Martha is not here, so you are going to take the show. Just don't do the prelude because the prelude have already given it. Hey, Robbie, it's your turn today. Derek, how are you? So who do we have here?
I'm doing fine. How's everybody? Varobi Mulishani.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Robbie.
Yes, Robbie.
Professor Kasonso, good. How are you?
How are you?
We are doing fine. And my friend, the
Derek.
pastor, is here.
Yeah.
Okay. It's good to be.
Yeah. So
So
we're gonna go. Let's get started with your piece, Robbie, and we'll come back.
I'm having a bit of some feedback.
Yes. So what's happening? You're having technology.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Wow. Welcome to Bonano TV. I am Robbie, broadcasting from Ndola, Zambia. I want to thank my colleague, Brother Derek, who has just joined us. I don't know if you're getting us. I'm unable to, for the good job, well done that they are doing. Thank you so much. It has really been a very long weekend, and we apologize for not broadcasting for some time last weekend, for missing the weekend show last week. But however, we are back on the groove this evening. That is Mushili Bonano time. Well, this Saturday night segment on Bonano TV, we present one-on-one with Dr. Kasonso. We talk about current issues in Zambia, regarding business. Today, it is Small Business Talk Part 4. We started this 4 weeks ago. Please share this discussion with your friends on Facebook and subscribe to Bonano TV if you have to. Thank you for your support. We are live on YouTube as well. Before I bring in Dr. Kasonso, Professor, let me straight get into some bedrock. We want to thank our viewers. We want to also thank you for your viewership wherever you're watching us from across the globe. Today's topic is hot. They are really hot here on Bonano TV. We monitored the performance of the kwacha at the close of a week. The US dollar to the kwacha was buying at 16.22 kwacha. and selling at 16.26 kwacha. The Great British Pound was buying at 18.13 kwacha and selling at 18.19 kwacha. The euro was buying at 15.82 kwacha and selling at 15.87 kwacha. The South African rand was buying at 0.88 kwacha, selling at 0.88 kwacha as well. It was quite at par. Over the last 1 month, the kwacha has continued depreciating against all major convertible currencies. The US dollar, the British pound, the euro, and the RSA rand, South African rand. Particularly in the last 2 weeks, the dollar has maintained the selling rate above 16 kwacha per dollar. This is not good news for small businesses, of course. It exasperates the perils of import-based economy. The weekly marginal declines in our currency value have significant impact on business because these cyclical trends now exceed the monthly business cycle. We believe that the long-term solution is to begin scaling down the volume of imported consumer goods. Can our government please place this country on a path to stop importing that we can produce? That's a critical step to currency exchange stability. Thank you. Well, for those business statistics we've heard, we hope the kwacha can continue to hold strong, holding very strong against other major convertible currencies. The downward spiral obtaining in the last weeks will not be good for the new dawn in Zambia. One-on-one with Dr. Kasonso, we launched a series of discussions on the business prospects of the Zambian economy in the post-IMF deal. Tonight, it is the Small Business Talk Party for we provide our views on whether government should be run like a business. We discuss the impact of the Hakainde Hichilema Innovation Fund, the misconceptions about technology in business development, the role of technology in small business development, and conclude with some public policy recommendations. Please share this discussion with your friends on Facebook and subscribe to TV Bonano TV. If you have not, please start doing it now. We are live. To help us address these salient points, let me bring Dr. Kasonso from the state of Iowa in the United States of America. Thank you, Iowa. Dr. Jones Kasonso, you're welcome.
Thank you, Robbie. How are you? It's good to be back here this weekend, and I like seeing you in a nice suit.
Thank you, Professor Kasonso. It's good to see you. We missed you for one weekend, and it's like we are now. Zambia is used. Bonano TV is getting used to Saturday program. Welcome, Dr. Kasonso.
Thank you.
Well, Dr. Kasonso, there are robust discussions about this topic here in Zambia. In Zambia, some prominent voices, Dr. Kasonso, in public square here at home are frowning upon the UPND government. In particular, there is a common sentiment that is sometimes something are not going well in the country because the president is running government like a business. Should the government be run like a business, Dr. Kasonso?
Robbie, that is truthfully a big question. Should the government be run like a business? Yeah. So, a lot of people can say a lot of things depending on their background and their understanding of what business is all about. They can conceptualize and they can also give their view how the government should be run. Yeah, but generally, running government requires a multidisciplinary approach. And a multidisciplinary approach, it means that we are going to borrow skills from various fields to run a government, and that should include some business approaches. Now, a good starting point to understand whether government should be run like a business is to ask ourselves the question, our basic understanding of what constitutes business. What constitutes business? What is a business? We all know that a business is a practice of making one's living by engaging in commerce. And we also know that commerce is the exchange of buying and selling of goods, commodities, and property or services, and especially on a large scale. That involves transportation from place to place. Now, the question we have to ask ourselves, Robbie, is with those basics and basic understanding of what constitutes business, does the government do that? Does the government conduct commerce? The answer is a big yes. So to the extent that the government conducts commerce, those elements should be run like a business. Should be run like a business. That is the first thing that we have to relate with. Does government conduct commerce? And if our answer is yes, then to that extent, government should be conducted like a business. But we know what they're talking about. What they're talking about is they're frowning upon the president's business background. Initially, it was supposed to be the asset that brought him into office to control to rein in the out of control debt and out of control spending. But now we hear from the voices, no, he's running a government like a business. The government is in part a business, and to the extent that it is a business, it must be run using sound business theorem. Let me give you an example, Robbie. If we refuse to run a government like business, we will go to negotiate deals without a calculator. Because the use of a calculator in business is from the language of business called accounting. So when we go to borrow without using a calculator, we end up with a debt that our former government left us with, where you borrow more than your capacity to pay. You borrow more than the resources that are coming out of your country. And the second component is about cost control. A government that is being run on the whims of whatever who says whatever and has no business acumen to it will not control spending, but they will not control borrowing, but they also not control spending. We have to be able to use business skills where necessary to run the government. So this fantastic view that the government should not be run like a business is a very cynical view and outrightly uneducated. Government has components where it should be run like a business, and especially when it comes to the spending of money. You are not going to hire everybody just because they campaigned for the president. You have to calculate the payroll where they're going. If you hire them like that, where is the money going to come from? Where is the money going to come from? So to this motion, we contribute the voice here on Bonano that to the extent that the government is participating in commerce, indeed, it should be run like a business. Thank you, Robbie.
Wow, excellent. Absolutely. And there we go. Government should be run like a business. We're hearing it from Professor Kasonso. Well, now, Professor Kasonso, when it comes to areas of operation, regarding government, like a business, why do governments get into business then?
We have to be mindful, Robbie, of the definition we provided for what constitutes a business. Business is a participation in commerce. Commerce involves the exchange of buying and selling. And we have said government does that. And government is in the business of spending money on social programs, but also on programs that have got nothing to do with the social structure, but maintaining economic viability of a nation. So governments do get involved directly in commerce. For example, the IDC, the Industrial Development Corporation, is a group of companies run by the government. So the government is already in business. Why shouldn't we run the government like a business? And why would the government do that? Number one, government gets involved in commerce directly to correct the market failure. Mainly, this arises when the buyers and sellers lack information or don't understand the prevailing market conditions. That is, government can get involved in commerce to close the information gap. Number two, government can get directly into commerce to achieve a more equitable distribution of wealth and income. There are times when certain communities give themselves privileges to economic resources. Then government can get involved and get a chunk of money out of that pocket and distribute it fairly to other aspects or other areas of the economy. And number three, it's to improve the performance of the economy. Any economy that does well has direct government intervention. And most of the economy is grounded in business principles. So business. Most of what governing is about money. So improve performance in the economy to ensure legislation and regulation of economic activities are undertaken and should be legal and prevents abuse and exploitation of one group by another group. So government has to be able to participate in business and has to come with sound business principles and has to run like a business. Otherwise, governance and politics is what if you have him, Robbie. It is also to ensure there is direct state provision of goods and services, mainly public services and public operations. Amalaiti, by post office. My companies have to take those companies cannot be run on witchcraft. They have to be run using sound business principles. So for fiscal policy intervention, government can get in there to curb demand and stuff like that. Also to offer subsidized services. The same people who are saying the government is being run like a business, offering subsidies is a participation of government in the business of the people in the country. So government should not be run like a business. Government, government aims. Every government has its own economic and political objectives. And the achievement of these may require state intervention in commerce. And now to ensure this happens, how do you do it? You have to come to the table with business skills. Another one that I can throw up here, Mr. Robbie, before you jump in with another question, is to ensure consumer protection and respect of public health, Weight Measures Act, Sale of Goods Act, and Food and Drugs Act, and rental control. It's also to encourage foreign investors, but at the same time, reining in on them that they're not coming to abuse the people. It's to also prevent foreign dominance of the economy in areas where locals are not able to. So government can participate. And most important, to create employment by initiating projects. And making resources available for the people to do that. So if you look at this full range of reasons, which we cannot exhaust in this one program, there is overwhelming evidence, contrary to our colleagues who don't want government to be run like a business, they just want to go and borrow out of control. There's overwhelming evidence that to a larger extent, government should be run like a business.
Wow. Maybe, Professor, there have been somehow, to some extent, I'm agreeable with with the points that you are raising, Professor Kasonso. So we have one chief executive officer and chief marketing officer for the company, okay, Zambia Limited, 1HH. It's true. It can be run by like government. Now, quickly, let's look at this other important question, Professor Kasonso. You know, this past week, the Minister of Technology, Honorable Minister Felix Mutachi Butachi, through his permanent secretary, Dr. Havenzu, launched the Hakainde Hichilema Innovation Fund this week. Now, what is the effort of all this? Okay, let me put it this way. What is their effort about, and what can we expect, to be achieved in this Hakainde Hichilema Innovation Fund?
Yeah. So thank you, Robbie. From what we are receiving here at Bonano, we have an understanding that they are creating an innovation hub in partnership with Huawei, the giant technology and telephone company from China, where they are going to sponsor people with innovative ideas, and about 50 of mostly young people. And they are supposed to have their concepts developed and given visibility to the point of being commercialized. So that's what it is basically all about. Yeah. So they've named it after the president, interestingly. Yeah, but it's
wow.
Yeah. But it's a partnership between that has been secured by the technology department or the technology ministry in the Republic of Zambia. Yeah, we need to be able to highlight some of these efforts. Why? Because when the story of the nation is written and where the ideas that created economic boom came from, in most parts of the world, Robbie, where we have improved conditions in people's way of life, it's mostly from such efforts. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kasonso. Thank you so much. We are seeing that the chief marketing officer himself is very, very, concerned, and is so interested to grow the economy of Zambia where technology is concerned. Professor Kasonso, what is the role of technology in business, in small business technology development? Sorry. Brother Derek, welcome.
Robbie, thank you very much.
Welcome, Brother Derek. Now, we are discussing the matter where, Zambia is being laughed at, that our president is running the country like a business. Professor Kasonso is here to elaborate and, explain, is elucidating matters the way they should be, explained in simplicity, so that even a layman, can be able to understand, and we have these, charlatans We have other people that, will go about, in the country using media and the like, and try to demonize the good intention to run a government the way our president, Hakainde Hichilema, is running. Professor Kasonso is saying it is right that government should be run like a business. After all, we have IGC. It's a business. Post office, not only business. I'm a mind, not only business.
Not only business.
What's your contribution, Wakalamba, before Professor Kasonso comes back?
Robbie, first of all, I would like to say you are doing a very good job, and you are guiding us properly to follow these important matters regarding Zambia, the economy, and the actual landscape of politics there. So you're doing a great job. Vinaturanda ku state house not quarter driver. Na ifuwa Bonano TV not quarter driver.
We appreciate for that recommendation.
Yeah. Now going on to the matter that you raised, so far as what Professor Kasonso is explaining, those are profound, explanations, and I wish there was even a way of saying that rich explanation, so far as what we should be thinking as Zambians. What my contribution to that would be that I don't know if it's happening there, but I hope you can give us those updates. But if we can find a way in which government begins to disseminate this information, what they are doing, their intentions, and whatever they need to communicate, I think they need to be radical on that front to make sure that our people on the ground, the cadres, people like that, can begin to understand what the government is trying to manifest. Because the yes, we are running government like. Maybe what the people are trying to say is that we are way too high class, way too high class. So if there can be a way of maybe so that people can begin to understand the projects of the government, whether it's just a newsletter or whatever it could be, I'm sure the government can afford that, and it's so important, in order for the government to counter the contamination or the dissemination of wrong information from, if you want to for rule in the past government. So we need to be radical when it comes to dissemination of information as far as the UPND-led administration is concerned. What it entails is that actually there's a lot of misunderstanding on the ground, and PF they are trying to play in that space and take over by offering wrong information.
Derek, thank you so much for Derek Mkwai. Well, Professor, welcome back. Okay, Professor, you are with me. What is the role of technology in small business development, Professor? Professor, your microphone needs to be readjusted. We can't get you. No, we can't get you. But Derek, are you able to get Professor?
Imbiba Professor ma data yapwa.
Yeah, we can now get you, Professor. Okay. Now, Professor, the question, Professor, is that because Professor, the way we need to understand them. We do not want to misunderstand things, Professor.
Yeah.
What is the role of technology in small business development, Professor.
Thank you so much for that question. I will summarize it in three aspects.
No, Professor, before you come in, Professor, shishi weba robbing barefo kuyahingisha omwana wabo ku technology uko kwini nabayikosera sana question here. I think we have been so asukeni
No, don't tell her. But technology, the role of technology is that, like, I have always said this, and I've even written about it in some of my books. The technology is the way of life. It's the way we are doing life now. So technology is a vehicle through which we do business. So we need to understand that the role of technology is to enhance our way of life. The role of technology is to enhance business. But how that enhancement happens depends on each and every business or small business and how they want to use it. For example, some small businesses would want just to use technology when it comes to accounting. So they will get a cloud on QuickBooks and use QuickBooks to account for their finances. But there are also tools for marketing. When we come over here and talk in the media like this, it's technology that brings us here. They can come here and advertise with us because we know that a minimum of 50,000 people will see this show. And we're just starting. So technology is a vehicle to enhance what people already have, small business opportunities. Now, remember the misconception I talked about last time, Robbie. I said that some people take technology as a silver bullet or something they can delegate. That's not the case. So when the ministry, I keep saying the Department of, because that's what we call them here in the United States. I keep saying the Department of Technology, but the Ministry of Technology brings in an initiative like that. People with ideas should come around and participate, and they should do everything they can do to be able to have their ideas in the space they have them. In the context of Zambia, to be enhanced. So, and maybe hopefully even globalized. Genius can come from everywhere. There are no places on the face of the earth that have inherent genius. Genius can come from everywhere. You don't have to graduate from the same school to have genius. Abana school once they graduate from Fatima Girls for them to end up at the university. They can graduate from Ivenga. They can even graduate from my own Masara Secondary School. And they can end up on the global stage. That is, so the role of technology is just to enhance the business activities. So small business developers must take technology seriously. And when there is a hub like that has been created by the ministry, people should just even visit it just to go and find out what it's all about. Instead of rushing to some page where someone is insulting the president. No. We can't go anywhere with that kind of thinking. Or instead of going Kunganga, how we are going to govern ourselves. No, go out to the technology hub as a small business owner and find out what we should do there and see what people are doing. That is the way we can advance our cause as a country, and that is the way we can position ourselves for success in the 21st century.
Wow. Excellent, Professor Kasonso. Well explained. But Derek, I think back in London, in simplicity, the beauty is that Professor Kasonso is explaining, is busy palambulating, is trying to break down these issues, solubly, so that an infant can be able to swallow this seemingly difficult terms, Yeah. Now, allow me at this juncture, I know Bonano TV teammates and any other person that has our link across the globe. Please, I want to welcome you so that teammates can come. I want to greet you, teammates. Konsokomuli, you can come. You are welcome. We have a few minutes to discuss. To just have this open discussion with everyone. I can see Lady Sarah is joining us, and
Yes,
some more
Lady Sarah.
others will be coming. Lady Sarah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Greetings and brief comments or questions on topics tonight. Please, Brother Derek, would you have a question or a comment while we're waiting? Or Lady Sarah can have a comment. Maybe let's start with ladies first.
Lady Sarah, welcome.
Thank you. Is that Derek?
Derek here, Derek.
My favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite. Hey, hi,
Professor.
Oh, that's good. Professor Mulishani, mwabuka vyepi?
Tichitulongo varedisera mwafya mapiri neva.
Never. Sakwiya. Robi Mulishani.
Burongo, tulitu burongo, tukiwa milango yenu ni wakatampe neba, nitupasheko milango yenu. Diwa jare.
Mani, milango biobika.
Milangwe, your comments, milango yomera kuranguluka. Aye company ya kwamba government is being run like a business. M1, over to you, Lady Sarah.
Okay. Thank you so much, and I'm happy that I can participate today. For me, what the professor is saying is okay, but you see, African politics cannot be run like American politics. Somehow, I feel for the people of Zambia, and it's very difficult for them to grasp what is happening now. The technology, like us, we are old school. The Zambia is still like old school. It's not everyone who is going to understand if you stand on the podium where you are now discussing, this and this. They are not going to get it. Speak maybe the language that they are going to understand and then get it. Somehow the country is being run with a lot of technology, which is very, very, what can I say? I can say that it's very unfortunate because most of our people are not going to get what is on the plate. We need to simplify the way we are going to do things for them to understand, because the grassroots are the people that vote. Us who are like, we are understanding the technology. Most of the time we are behind our 60 inches of TV watching people voting. So for me, I feel we should tone down on technology and try to speak a language that a layman or woman can understand. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much,
Can I just chip in quickly? Sorry, Robbie.
Please. Mkwaiwa muli bantungwa bakalamu.
What Lady Sarah has said is very profound. So what we are saying is that the communication channels have to be open to our people in order to understand the intentions of the government, what they are doing in the language that can be best understood. But at the same time, we must not underestimate ourselves, because if you remember, when it came to doing politics on the ground, PF had to close most of the channels for the opposition political parties to do politics on the ground. And what the opposition had to depend on was mostly technology. And Gambians had to tap into that technology, and we managed to get PF out of office. So in a way, we must actually see ourselves as people who have advanced. We have taken some steps forward. So in trying to simplify matters, we may be thinking that our people are babies when actually they are not. Because when it came to the mechanism of working around PF roadblocks, we did use technology in order to deal with them and to get them out of power. So it's a question of balance. I guess we are saying two things that are both correct.
Wow.
Can I come
Excellent.
in?
Excellent. Please, Lady Sarah. Why?
Monet, yeah. So I hear you, Derek, what you have just said, and it's very important. And for sure, we use the social media. But talking about the last elections, these last elections were like 1991. I don't think a person in Shangombo used the social media. Everyone, no. This one was a change. It was a movement, and it was not only about social media. That's why, when we talk about social media most of the time, that's why we are finding people like Siawan, UPND to go through, and coming back, to hit back again at us. It's not all about social media, but also just the movement of the wind of change came through. Otherwise, we just need to tone down a little bit. We just need to, not really toning down, but just to explain, like you have said, that opening the channels of communication, we need to do that. Because I haven't seen a situation whereby our ministers and our, MPs are going back and maybe say something to the people, explain what really the president, is aiming for, what really the president stands for. And you find that people are not getting it. So yeah, communication channels needs to be open. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Understanding you very clearly, Lady Sela, I think you are trying to say we have at our position technology. Technology is something that we will live with, and it will not depart from us. It's either you join or keep joining. There is we don't have any option. So what Professor is saying is that the role of technology in small business development can be very effective. At a larger extent, I agree that technology helps, either the opposition or the incumbent to at least get some votes. Now, lady and gentlemen, thank you so much. I want to go back to Professor, Professor Kasonso. You are a scholar, practitioner. Can you explore for us the misconceptions about technology in business development?
Oh, excellent question, Robbie. I was trying to just bounce on Varunda Vakashvetu Asara. And then you asked that question. So you've diverted me to the correct theory. Yeah. So, Robbie, there are misconceptions. The misconceptions about the use of technology. I hear Vasera say, most of the average person does not understand, and therefore we should not front that. I can maybe agree with that, but also bring in this new idea that don't keep them mutual. No. Point them to the star and move them to that place. That is leadership. Technology is indispensable in our way of life, but we also have misconceptions. It can be overrated. And I'll give you 5 points. Number one, technology is the responsibility of the IT department. Most people think that, IT, if you have technology, if you have an IT department. But that's not the case. Technology is a way of life. Everybody is a participant. It's not to be confined to a specific department. And secondly, we do have this misconception that technology is the answer to everything. No, it is not. Even in business, you have to have the correct strategy, then employ that technology to advance that strategy. Technology is not everything. Everything does not rise or fall on technology, but technology is a powerful tool to advance our business goals, our objectives, our organization objectives, to be able to achieve optimum results. Then there's another misconception, Robbie, that technology is more important than strategy. That's a misconception. Strategy must be grounded on the product you are offering or service, and then use technology to enhance that. Technology in itself cannot replace a properly constructed business strategy. And fourth, most of us working for different companies in the Republic of Zambia or abroad, we think that we should copy the technology of another company. Or if you are two schools in the same region, you are always keeping an eye over what another school is doing. When they develop a new program, you start a new program. No. That's a misconception. You don't have to copy your competitor's technology. Actually, your breakthrough can come from having an alternative to your competitor's breakthrough. So it's a misconception to think that we should copy our competitor's technology. And finally, we sometimes think that newcomers in the industry will disrupt established companies and put them out of business. When we floated the idea that we are starting Bonano TV, and our dream is that Bonano TV will be a household name in our country, we had some people even come to us to say they incorporate us to be under an existing media company. I said, no. If you're enough, and even our program to later, that's not all we have in store. But when we fully launch it, everybody will be watching Bonano TV. We know that. So we have this misconception about technology that newcomers will disrupt established companies and put them out of business. So we're trying to shut down new companies. Don't do that. Newcomers come with different competences than pre-existing ones. And newcomers have a bigger challenge because established people in any industry, established companies in any industry are able to be able to survive them. So that's how I would answer that question, Larobe. Those are the 5 misconceptions.
Thank you so much. Excellent, Professor Kasonso. Well, in summarizing and concluding, in view of the foregoing discussion, what public policy recommendations can you make for our hardworking government of His Excellency Hakainde Hichilema?
Number 1, continue to run the government like a business. Out of control spending will ruin the country. People will go and give bribes to chiefs and all those kind of things. Where is that money coming from? From the Ministry of Finance, from the Bank of Zambia. And that is unaccounted for money. Continue to run the government like a business. Because when you run the government like a business, everybody is accountable for every penny. People are floating this concept that mu government mumuliakaso. Abantu bakwalesa ubuteko ngatabukwete akaso chonse fyala fyamfya bupuba ubuteko kuba kwatakaso ubuteko kuba kwatakaso so kalake nakaso kadia emu future ya Zambia mukaso nalikula ine ba Robbie nomba in my late 40s Nshamona ko mukakala upelenda la mashagwe kuba pina shonse yawe. Kugula kali ucholesa. Kaso ekalenga abantu baba bakanga. So South Africa, that's how people get rich. It's keeping more of what you earn.
Wow, that's it. That's valefwaya abantu kwebati. Ida chali akale tantameni olo bala bapela ma 100 kwacha. Valefwaya. So valetilo kwachi. When we compare the two, at uiwe no you wakaso. Panji udia takwita akaso. Nomba. Question yandira ma professor.
Pamone wasambile fyandala mafyonse na lipusha na fyonse. Akaso emuli future ya Zambia.
Professor
Takwabo mukankala uma.
Depo kwifishako question.
Ndalama shako shosa pabana.
I want to ask a question, a quick one, Professor. We are Derek Bonsebuleumfa. Bushe, munje bekonga na mkwata history. Nani oba pera tantameni, all of mupere ndalama. Atampa na business to date, that person is doing well. Does that work, Professor?
Takwaba ko butafye. But tetule butanenda lama awe. Tetule butanenda lama. Munda lama muli yakali ubuche. Munda lama muli bukankala bwa Zambia. You know, basa ata liberalize economy. Ati bacha liberalize economy. Itu yaba iche. Ero bera South Africa basa tidampu fiantu fiabo mu Zambia. So akapia koza kutwale bombera kale ya South Africa. And what has happened? 30 years. Mutuma $2 billion ku South Africa. Ero mwana kashani wa Zambia. Sure. Ba Zambia ero mwana kashani. Ane baba seramburai. So emuli future ya Zambia. Because itakuwa bapo mpina nangu umocha kwa takaso. You have to keep more of what you earn. Na muma ya anda mule ikalo mule kwa takaso. Na muma company mule bombo mule kwa takaso. If there is one takeaway from this show as Zambia, kwate ni akaso.
Achanga balando kwebati tinopine tulelanja abantu nga balando kwati wakaso ale teka bwino kira yakwa media social media elo babula kafoni but kamsange Derek na papa 10 kwacho elo Derek wasati bali abalando kwa chirifi. You know, I think what Professor is saying, we need to be very strong. We are so weak as a country where saving money is concerned. We are so weak. And the president, I think, is trying to re-echo to say, can we adjust and learn to save? Now, ukuta save, eka sokena gokene gaidi. Balepo achwa Derek Monga mwafola, ugo South Africa. Mwatuma kuzambia po tuwadia, tuwashtenko ko tuwadia. My sister anga mwafola, mwashtia kuno kuzambia badia. Now, if you're not doing that, you should work us. A quick one, what would you say?
Bad recommendations to
the Basera mkwai.
Mkwai. Let him continue. Alefunya kwisempia. Alefu abale baperesha kwisa. Because I've heard even the UPND in the circles of ourselves. No, he's not looking after the youth. See?
Mandate ya kwakateka ni 5 years. Basera bakwela. Basera finye pa mute.
Muli pa mute Basera.
Balunda ya
Do you know that there are two Lundas here?
Which one is also a Lunda?
Yes.
This guy on my left at the bottom, the mother is Lunda. Where Lunda Rubanza?
Oshanunga mama. Lunda version of the
Mukuntemwisha. Iudiela kaondi. Kasonso.
One Zambia, one nation.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that
Okay, guys.
they are saying.
I think we run out of our broadcast.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay, that's good. It was nice.
We'll do that. Thank you for watching us here at Bonano TV. We believe that government should be run like a business.
Nakaso.
Zambia. So twampera kwenkosho tuli banenu twampera kwenkosho, you are on the right path. Mwiramfa kundoshinda ngushiku Zimbabwe indoshinda ngushiku Nigeria kule kutika kuma theories yayalondoka kama textbook kama control chalo. We as
exactly
of Zambia, we cannot hand over our independence to witchcraft from Nigeria.
Yes.
Yes, abafyasho nabafyasho bali ifwire ifbali sumisho mlopa. Nababena Nigeria wapoza fyamano kumishia.
Exactly.
And you have to correct gently, not to some good to talk about leaders.
Whatever.
Hakainde vipe nomba women. Yesu Kristo
exactly.
Yesu Kristo aliyakumula akabwera at the end of the day to correct ama use yose na ya kurasha na konsa. So
talking about that one, Professor, sorry to cut you short. Wale landa pali Boko Rama. Oh, wale landa po. Why kukosera Zambia? Why? Fish if babyala mu Zambia. Ngabali byala mo something. Bakesefunya bakasembe. Than just, insulting our leaders. We are not happy with that.
If I was to alembo na party. Bali banensu bali kulu bali west. Nomba mano kutuko teko bweso.
No.
Tola kusaba Zambia. This country was colonized by the British. It is not going to be colonized by Nigeria.
Nigerians.
In Nakana. Nangundikayo na kesa hapa makasoko huku kano block huku Nigeria huku tari colonize Zambia mu 21st century.
Wow.